we have suffered a lot of policy somersaults in Nigeria and lack of commitments to betterment of the citizen. Now, let's quickly dig down from 1960. At the 1960, our mainstay of the economy was agriculture. And in that case, you could see that even we can be at par with dollars at that time because, if you look at our GDP then, it was much more higher compared to what we are having now. Then we are growing population. Population is supposed to be an advantage. Look at people like China, even like India, even America. The population are like a positive, tools that they use day to day. But in Nigeria, it was not like that. So, could that 1960 economy before we now discover 1967 or so, before we now come to SAP. SAP actually changed a lot of things in Nigeria. It's make us to be much more commercial in nature compared to where we are coming from. Then let's come to Fourth Republic. Take it or leave it. Our best president still remains Olusegun Obasanjo because he came to change a lot of narrative, came with a lot of structuring, came with NHIS, came with a lot of institutions, EFCC, ICPC, economic, a lot of things that will galvanize the development in Nigeria. But by and large, that time also oil was actually okay, everything was okay. But immediately he actually, and I can also tell you that he's the only one that run the economy in the form of carrying all the entity along. Because I remember there's what we call NEED, National Economic Empowerment Development Strategy. So that at federal government, and at state level it's called C. At local level it's called LEAD. So it carries everybody. Then there's development plan. Everybody was following the plan, key into his administration, whatever. So, but when he left, he gave government to President Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua believed in simplicity. In fact, Yar'Adua has to withdraw this very privatization you are talking about in oil, because you remember in oil and gas, President Jonathan Olusegun Obasanjo actually privatized and sold it to Otedola and Dangote. But when Yar'Adua came, he reversed it. And I think that's where one of our challenges now. They're moving away from Jonathan, who actually short-lived, and President Jonathan take over. Jonathan take over and actually made some effort and some, what I could say, I don't know why the rationale behind, because I remember Yar'Adua at that time was dredging River Niger, coming to Kogi, Benue, and part of Niger, so that light ship can actually come in. But when Jonathan came in, he actually withdraw let me not say withdraw, maybe you do not see it as priority. And by now, Sam must have come back to those places. During his time, he also make effort to remove this first subsidy, which should have been a good one for Nigeria. But this very administration and their team actually say no, we cannot remove first subsidy because the A, B, and C. Then also during his period, they actually bring about some poverty reduction program as well, a Nigerian subsidy reinvestment program, and Shopee, yes, Shopee, that brings about UA that benefits from grants and other advantage therein. So when we talk about economy, and then if you look at the economy of Nigeria, during Jonathan, the figures were much more better, because in terms of GDP, in fact, we are the best in Africa at that time. In terms of the inflation rates, it's not as high as this. So a lot of things. So coming down to President Muhammadu Buhari. President Muhammadu Buhari actually suffered two global crises. I think economic meltdown. He suffered a recession, and he also suffered COVID-19, which is a serious calamity that the whole world is just moving out of it. So if you look at everybody with their own conditions, but even at that, the dollar, the value, everything still managed there. But now we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The volatility is different, and during Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I can tell you what we have never seen. We have seen it. He has done some bold reform, but some of them affect us negatively that we've never seen before, because we never go hungry the way we went in some maybe at early of 2024. So, but by and large is coming up and getting better. But the thing is, it has also bring about a reform of tax. So these are the things that would have been doing gradually, but they are pile up, and there is one that is actually making it happen. But the fact is just remain that keep Nigeria since 1999, Nigeria economic well-being kept reducing, which is the challenge of majority of Nigerians.
All right. Thank you very much.